Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of professional sports, where the game isn't always played on the court. We're going to talk about a moment from the WNBA All-Star Game in 2025 that was supposed to be a historic show of unity, but ended up with a lot of people talking about something else entirely. It's a story about a joke that went wrong, a statement that was almost overshadowed, and the tricky business of being a public figure in the social media age. This year's All-Star Game was monumental for many reasons, and not just because of the incredible talent on display. It was a powerful statement. Before the game even started, every single athlete, from the rookies to the seasoned veterans, walked in wearing a black t-shirt with a clear, defiant message: "Pay us what you owe us." This was no fashion statement. It was a loud and unified message. With the collective bargaining agreement, or CBA, negotiations heating up, the players wanted to send a message to the world that they were all on the same page. They stood together, a collective front, demanding to be compensated fairly for their talent, their hard work, and the immense value they bring to the league. It was a powerful, beautiful moment of solidarity, showing that in the WNBA, there's a sisterhood that goes deeper than rivalries. The game itself was a thrill, with Team Collier coming out on top with a decisive 151-131 victory. But what happened after the final buzzer is what started a whole different kind of conversation. In the middle of all the post-game interviews and celebration, Los Angeles Sparks guard Kelsey Plum found herself in a bit of a sticky situation. She made a comment that, by her own later admission, was a badly timed joke. But in the age of viral clips and instant outrage, a joke can very quickly become a full-blown controversy. Speaking to a group of reporters, Plum was asked about a team meeting before the game. She and her teammate Sabrina Ionescu were laughing as Plum quipped. Zero members of Team Clark were very present for the meeting. Ionescu, right beside her, nodded along and said, "That really needed to be mentioned." It seemed like a light-hearted jab, the kind of locker room banter you'd expect between rivals who are also friends. The comment was meant to be funny, a way to poke fun at the other team in a celebratory moment. But the words were barely out of her mouth before they started to take on a life of their own. Almost instantly, the clip went viral. The internet, as it often does, began to dissect every word. Was she being serious? Was it a genuine jab at Caitlin Clark and her teammates? Was there a deeper meaning behind it? The comment was interpreted by many as a perceived slight, a hint of division in a moment that was supposed to be about unity. The very thing the players were trying to avoid, division, was suddenly a part of the conversation, all because of a quick comment that was taken out of context. In the days that followed, the backlash grew. It was a tough situation for Plum, who found herself in the middle of a media storm. She felt the need to set the record straight, and she did so in a candid conversation on Sue Bird's podcast, Bird's Eye View. During the show, Bird described the comment as a joke that just got twisted, and Plum wholeheartedly agreed. She didn't shy away from taking responsibility, admitting that she had made a mistake. "I made a bad joke. I made a really bad joke," she said with a hint of regret in her voice. "And I should have, hindsight's 2020 because of the shirts, because of the fans. I should have known it was a way more serious moment than a typical All-Star Game." She explained that the questions from reporters had been focused on the CBA, and she was just trying to lighten the mood. Honestly, Birdie, it was like, "Hey, Team Clark, they didn't make it to the meeting either." Just making a joke that they were hungover. Try and make the room lighter. It's a familiar scenario for many public figures. They say something off the cuff, intending for it to be harmless, but it's quickly captured and amplified, losing all its original context. For Plum, the frustration was palpable. She emphasized that her comment should not overshadow the players' broader message of solidarity. They all wore the shirts. They were all on the same page. Her frustration wasn't just about the personal heat she was taking. It was about the fact that her one bad joke had taken attention away from a crucial and powerful moment for the league. Obviously, we're all on the same page. We all wore the shirts. We're all unified, she stated emphatically. I think, if anything, I was just more discouraged because I felt like it took away from the moment of what we were trying to do. You don't even get to respond, and if you do, you seem defensive. She was in a no-win situation. Any attempt to defend herself would only be seen as backpedaling, making the whole thing worse. It was a valuable and tough lesson for her to learn in the public eye. This whole incident really highlights the delicate and often tricky balance that professional athletes have to maintain. They have to be themselves, they have to be candid and engaging, but they also have to be aware of how their words can be twisted and amplified, especially in the age of social media. The smallest comment can become a huge story, and it can overshadow a much more important message. For the WNBA, the most crucial part of the story is that the players ultimately came together. Despite the controversy, despite the online chatter, the core message of unity remains. The "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts weren't just a gimmick. They were a symbol of a shared purpose and a common goal. This moment, even with its bumps in the road, shows that the players are committed to fighting for a better future for their league. They are united, and that unity is stronger than any joke or any controversy. The WNBA is building something special, and it's a testament to the players that even a moment of miscommunication couldn't tear them apart. The context of the ongoing CBA negotiations is absolutely critical to understanding why the situation became such a big deal. The WNBPA, the players' union, had already opted out of the current agreement, signaling that they weren't happy with the state of things. They are pushing for a better share of the league's revenue, higher salaries, and improved benefits like travel and medical care. The "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts were a direct and powerful way to make their case to the public. The players have a unique window of opportunity with the league's explosive growth, and they know that this is their moment to demand what they deserve. In this high-stakes environment, every single word, every action is under a microscope, and a joke that might be brushed off in a normal season is suddenly seen as a crack in a unified front. Caitlin Clark's presence in the league has also changed the dynamic completely. Her immense